Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Darcy's Misadventures with Mixed Media, and I am going to attempt to demonstrate why we put backgrounds on if we're just going to cover them up. This was inspired by Laura, the half-assed crafter. As she was making tags the other day, she was like, I know, we're covering up the background. Because a lot of people just don't understand why. Why are you going to put a background if you're just going to cover it up? So I'm going to demonstrate with many different backgrounds here of why. Now, you might prefer no background. It's minimalist. Some people might prefer that. So I've got blank background. I've got my National Geographic gel plate, graffito, whatever, all the different, the National Geographic distress pages that I did a while back. If you remind me, I'll put the link in the description box. Stenciling, stamping, just book page, collage, scrapbook page, and tissue. So all these backgrounds plus no background. And we're going to attempt to do, similar-ish, same process for each one and see what the backgrounds look like. So I just need to figure out what I want to do. I'll probably start with maybe I'll just do the steps I did the other day. Maybe start with some gesso. Might be a good place to start. So, got 8 here. Okay. Do I have room to put all 8? Because I want this to go quickly, and it'll go more quickly if I can just kind of do it all at once. Alright. I can't see to stand up. So I've got some just white gesso. It's Liquitex Basics. Oh, and the paper I'm using, it's all the same paper, although some of it's, covered with other paper. But I started out with this just from Walmart. Cheap mixed media paper, Be Inspired, 120 sheets, 9 by 12, 114 pound. That's what I started with. So let's just go ahead and just gonna give ourselves a place to work here. just gonna add some gesso, just randomly. I do kind of prefer like a linear back and forth. I don't know why, I just do. I know a lot of people do, so it's not, super crazy that I do. And some people just go random, whichever way. And I don't need to cover every speck of it. I'm just trying to get just some interest. Pushing back the background, because yes, that's what we do. We push back the background. We put on a background and then we push it back. Why? Well, we still want it to show, but we don't necessarily want it to be, it's the background. You don't want it to be the star. So here I think you can see a little bit better of how, and gesso does dry. It's semi-transparent, so. And I'm going to do the plain one too. They're all going to get the same business. Everyone's going to get gesso, and then I'm not sure what, and then whatever's next after that. So I'll now show you each step. Now, if something is like the same, like the when I do stamping of like the script, I might just pause for that because I don't, otherwise this video could be like really, really, really long. We'll see. Alright, got something on there. I still have more gesso, but that's alright. I'll set this to the side to hopefully use later. Oh, I forgot one. Who was yelling? Heard ya. Well, I saw that out of the corner eye. Can't say I really heard ya, but I don't want to forget any. I want them all to get this happening. Do I want any more? Some of them are heavier than others, which is fine. Oh, we got a little bit of something on the, there's yellow paint on there. That's why I'm getting a little color on there. But that's going to happen when I create things. Alright, I need to dry these and I'll be right back. Alright, now I'm going to add some color. I'm going to use this French blue. It is similar to the blue that is in this pattern here. So I'm using, my colors are going to be from those, so that, and then I'm just going to use it. And we've got the green here, which is similar to the green there. So, and then this color is just a darker version of that. reddish pink that's there. That way, we don't have any clashy happening. Now, how do I want to apply it is the question. I might just go ahead and take my angled brush and just apply a little bit here, and then I'm going to take a paper towel and wipe some off, because I still want the background to come through a little bit. So I'll do that with all of them. I'll be right back. So here they all are after a swipe and wipe. And now, see, this already has script on it, and this has print on it. So normally I would love to use a script on the other ones, but I'm trying to use the same stamps on all of them. So let me find some mixed media ones that would work well. Yeah, I'm just going to do polka dots, I think. Ooh, maybe some polka dots and some of this. So I'm going to add some stamping. And I'm going to, I think I'm going to use like this kind of a color. That reddish color, which I think is close. No, not red geranium. Oh, surely I have something. Plum's not right. Vermilion's not right, I don't think. Hold on. Let's see. Actually, the red geranium could work. Alright, let's use that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this with the red vermilion and hope that we don't get Christmas. And if I were to edit this, I would fast forward this part, or I can just pause it. But, you know, just kind of do that. Maybe even just do it similarly on all of them. And I'm using permanent ink so that when I add any fluids, it won't mess it up. So here's what they all look like. I just did stamping in each corner. Kind of gives it some balance. Some of them aren't as straight as others, but I do prefer them to be straight. I'm just not going to stress about it. Alright, and then I'm going to add some polka dots with some black ink. And I will try to do those similarly as well. Oh, I did get the VersaFine Clair, so we'll see how, if that's any better than the VersaFine, the other black one. I may still have to let them dry a little bit. So I'm just going to go the other direction and do the same thing. And I do like that they're not coming out perfect. I could probably get a similar look with bubble wrap. And with bubble wrap, you might, use paint. You might be able to still use ink too. I probably should dry these a little bit. They're still looking a little bit wet. I don't want to add any wet medium to that until I have dried those. So what do I want to do next? My borders are a little bit, yeah, I think I'm going to add some, let's see, what color? I might do, I might even do this one. Let's see. I don't have that paper anymore. Where's that paper? What color is that yellow? I was thinking it was kind of a, I might just use this tattered straw. It's not, it's close to that. Alright. I'm going to dry the black ink because I don't want that to affect the other layers. So I'm going to heat dry that. I'll be right back. Okay, they should be dry now because, well, it looks wet. Oh, it's still a little bit wet. And that sat there for a while. But it's because acrylic paint is not porous and these are intended for porous surfaces. So I'm just going to kind of blot them on my drop paper here. That's what we like to call this paper underneath. We just call it drop paper. It's where all manner of things drop as we're creating, and then you could save it to use later in something. Alright, so I'm going to add ink around the edges. We can even start with this one. Let's see, what would be, since I'm doing the edges, maybe I'll just use, that's kind of dirty. Well, they're all dirty. Let's be honest, all of my acrylic plates are like super dirty. Where'd my spray go? Oh, it's right here. It was back to me, so I didn't see the yellow. So, do I want to use that? Actually, that's this also first. Oh, I could just use the glass right here. Alright, I'm just gonna lift up this drop paper real quick. Oh, I know I have the thing that goes under here, but I'm just gonna use the glass that's here and spray. Yeah, that is a nice yellow, and some water. I usually add a little bit of water. It just kind of dilutes the color just a little bit. And I'm just kind of dipping the edges in it. It won't get perfect, but it'll add interest. So I'm gonna do that with all of them. What do I do? 3 sprays? 3 sprays? I don't know. And I don't know, my cord's in my way. That's annoying. Alright, so I've got a little bit on the edges there, here and there, everywhere. Might still be enough to be able to get some of that. It's good if I can get 2 cards per spray, then that will be good. And French blue and yellow is nice. That was popular, what, in the early 90s for like homes and stuff. Oops. So, and then of course, you know, the steps that I do in my art journals, if you're not into doing art journal pages, just, whoops, you can do those using, oh my goodness, the tape is sticking to me. You can do those for your ephemera. Those follow some of those same steps to make ephemera. And even, you know, in what I'm doing here, you could follow these steps to do ephemera or a journal page or whatever it is you're wanting to do mixed media for. You can follow the steps, you can mix them up, you don't have to do them in that order, but you know, it's a lot of fun things that you can do to get a mixed media piece, whether it's something for your journal or something just to play in your journal. You don't have to have an art journal to do a mixed media art journal page. You can do it just in your regular junk journal. You can do it as a background for your glue pages, if you, or your whatchamacallit, if you like to do the glue pages or the paper people, whatever. Alright, so piece of glass is nice to be able to do that with, or a piece of acrylic or plastic or whatever you like. Alright, I'm going to dry those, and well, I'll dry those and I'll bring it back and show them to you. So here they all are. Let's see, that one was the scrapbook page. This one is the stamping. This one is the gel plate print. This one is the collage. This one is just the plain book page. This one is stenciling. This one is the tissue. And now we might want to add a little bit of texture or something. So let's see. These stencils will be coming out sometime this month. This is Messy Borders. Ooh, and I might even... And this one is Springing Up Borders. So remember that one I used the other day? I did create a stencil for that, which is similar, maybe a little bit shorter. The numbers that will be in the one coming out have more connection points than this one. This one was a practice one. And then this one was just a fun border that's similar to that one, but more round. And then this little piece of border right here. So these will be coming out in the pmartiststudio.com shop sometime in March. They're not out yet. I'll let you know when they are. I'll probably do like a whole release video kind of a deal. But maybe I will do a little bit of, I don't know if I'll do texture gesso. I might just do just gesso just to and just kind of, because even plain gesso, you don't have to have the modeling paste and all that. You can just use gesso or paint, stencil butter, any of that. Alright, and that got underneath. That's on me. I should use my, I do have some thick gesso. Alright, and if you get it does go through, make sure you wipe the back. But I may spray over that, so that might not matter too much. But let's just go ahead and take that little piece, oops, we got 2 here, and do it on all of them maybe. Alright, let's see if I can do a little bit, maybe if I have less on it. Also, just like I think it was Carrie, I'm starting up here and then going down. This is, and that's why he did the on the tissue, and if I did this on the tissue I wouldn't have the same issue. And it's a little bit, yeah, see, it's still going under. I don't know, I'm just gonna have to live with it because I want them to all be similar. Now this is not a scientific experiment by any means, because obviously I can't get them all exactly the same. If I do them digitally, then I could layer them up exactly the same on each one and be able to show you the difference, the different backgrounds and how they would look if they had the exact same layers on them. And, oh crud! And that a lot came out. That's way, well, I don't know if that's way too much, but after I get it contaminated, I won't be able to put it back in. It just threw up on there. My gesso did. Lovely. I'm gonna just try using a card and see if that works a little bit better. I can remember to wipe it off afterwards would be great. Alright. Because this is a pretty thin gesso. I always thought it was kind of thick, but now I'm seeing it's not really. Oh, I did the different one. That's alright. I know I did a different one only because the thing is in a different place. Alright, I'll be right back. And here is what they look like now. I also added a little bit there, and I just wanted to point out that even though I used the red permanent archival ink, because of the nature of red, it's not really permanent. You can see here, when it got wet, it moved, and also it's wicking up into the gesso. You can see in like all the gesso, it wicks up through the gesso. And you might see some of the yellow because that was a, let's see what the yellow is water soluble, so it will come up through the gesso some too, so you may see some yellow come up. The black, that was permanent. It's not really wicking up. You can see it through a little bit, but it's not wicking up. And that's what I've heard it called, when colors come up through gesso or whatever, that it's called wicking up. And then I didn't let that gesso go to waste. I had these papers over to the side, and I just put some gesso through. I like numbers. Oops, that's not dry. So I did my numbers and some of those borders with the excess gesso. All right, now I do want to do some splatters, and I want to do a little bit of black splatters for sure. And I'm thinking maybe something metallic. And I've got the rich bronze here. I don't know if that will work or not. We'll see. Otherwise, I do have some gold and whatnot. Oh, did I mention that I had already inked the edges of these before I started? But I may ink them again with a darker color. I inked them just with the coffee archival ink at the very beginning, but I think that they could use inking again. But that's only because I wanted to start with a similar palette for everything. So let me go ahead and figure out the best way. Oh, I get a straight right here. I'm just gonna get a little bit of. No, I'm just gonna do the one with the dropper. You can use black paint and water. Or do I want to do greens? I mean, I still want to do black, but I'm trying to think if I want to do like maybe some green splatters. Where is my black? My black is probably up here on my desk somewhere, because that's where it was the other day. That means nothing. Well, I'm not going to look all day for it because I've got some black right here, so it's just going to be iffy. So this is black India ink. You can, like I said, you can water down some black paint, black gesso, whatever it is you like to use. You don't need a lot. I'm even going to water that down just a little bit. Oop. And make a mess with it. And then I'm going to use my toothbrush. Not my toothbrush, but a toothbrush I use for mixed media. It's always a good idea to kind of test it first to see. So I just want a few like little sprays. Let me do the middle a little bit too. The middles are blank, but I'm going to be doing some focal points. They will not all be the same focal point. However, my layering pieces will be, just so we can see a little bit of a similarity. I don't know if I want to do, let's see. The white on there is really white. So when I ink the edges, I may also ink that gesso. So, but we'll have to come on, why is nothing picking up on my brush? I'll have to, there we go. Get the end of it there. There we go, stick that in there. Don't think I can get much of that off to do anything else anyway. So I will clean that off. And we started out with some green in some places. This is, I think it's a sap, it's yeah, olive green. I think it will work with the green that I started with. Oh, I might want to add a little bit, I should have left the black on there. A little bit of the black would have darkened it up a little bit, but that might still be alright. Alright, add a little bit of water. Don't need a lot of water. And a small brush is preferable for something like this, or a toothbrush works too for this. But small is good if you want small splatters, and just like before, yeah, that'll be alright. And if you want to hit it on something, you could use another paintbrush or a pencil, your scissors, your bone folder, whatever you like. Most of these have some green on them, but not all of them, so it won't make sense on everything necessarily. But, and splatters are optional. Some people love splatters, some people abhor splatters. I don't know if anybody's neutral. Some people are neutral about them. They're like, yeah, I like them. I don't. You know, some days you like them, some days you don't. Sometimes you feel like a splatter, sometimes you don't. Whoops, I already have it on that one. And I'm just kind of getting it in a couple places each so that it makes a little bit of sense maybe. They're just tiny splatters. Well, those are bigger. But most of them are just tiny splatters, just adding some interest. Now I'm going to have to take pictures of these again because that made more of a difference, I think, than I thought it would for adding splatters. You don't have to have inks to do it. Like I said, you can water down acrylic paint, use watercolors, acrylic inks, India inks, whatever it is that makes you happy. Alright, I'm going to dry these and then I'll be back. And I'm going to ink the edges too. I'm just going to take this is ground espresso. I know it says coffee, but I re-ink it with ground espresso. And I'm going to ink the edges, and I'm just going to take like something like this and just kind of rub on the, do I have any without spots? No. Just kind of rub like on these, just kind of like this, just to grunge them up a little bit. See, that makes such a difference. But I need to dry them first. So I'll be back. So I've just been inking the edges like this, and then just kind of in circles going around, getting where it's like really white in places, just kind of grunging it up a little everywhere so it doesn't look like I just grunged up the gesso part. So here is where we stand now, and I'm thinking, do I want to add a little metallic, or do I want to add that at the very end so it's, actually I might add metallic at the very end so it gets on that background piece. Alright. Okay, so I've just got these this music page that I cut out circles using my 2.5 inch circle punch, and then I've inked the edges, and then I just kind of like roughly wrinkle it up and then just kind of lightly get it a little grunged up. Oh, I was gonna ink these guys up too because I don't always. These are, I think they're called Funny Fussy Cuts from Louisa Heinzel. I will make sure and link that in the description box below. This is coffee archival ink that I've been using. Well, I don't know if I'll use both panda bears or not because I was trying to use a different animal. If I have, depends how many I have, because I've got 8 tags. So. And these ones that have like no body, I might find a flower to add or something so that their body just doesn't like end randomly. I don't know. But they'll probably still look fine. But I don't want to put them at the bottom either, so I may add a ticket or something like that. So, but these all had like blues and reds in them, or most of them do, and they seem to look like they would look good on these tags. So we're just going to randomly, so this was the one that had the gel plate print. Just so you can, and I will have them on Instagram and in my community tab to show the difference of them as well. And let's see, That ripped. Oh well. It's just more grungy now. We're okay with that. I'm okay with that. I mean, obviously I like grungy. You can tell by these tags. If you didn't add that last layer of the ink, it would be a little bit less grungy. So if I have his foot be where this is, then that would almost be like he's on something. Or I could add something for him to stand on. Let me see. How was he? Oh, I think he was like this because she had a line across, and maybe that's what I'll do. I don't want to put him perfectly in the middle, but I don't want him to be so far. I'm trying to think of what's between his legs too. I don't want it to look like he just dropped a giant deuce. Yep, I know, I'm weird. If I had moved that over there, it might have been better. I don't want to totally cover that. Alright. I remember he had that line, but I want him to, there we go, maybe there. I still want him to touch that there. Kind of looks like a moon now. Alright, so I think I'm just going to put a line under him. There was a line under him. I just cut it off. Him, her. I mean, I'm assuming it's a him, but I mean, the way girls dress, it's hard to tell. Alright, I want his feet straight. Because that's how I think they're supposed to be. But that makes him angle weird. Nope, that has him too angled. Alright, he's going to be, one foot's going to be in the air. That just makes more sense to my brain. There we go. And when I say put a line across, I could just take one of my Derwent ink pencils or watercolor or whatever you like. This one is leaf green. Is it too? No, I think that's good. I think that's a good. So I'm just gonna kind of go up with it. I don't want just a regular line, and grab my paintbrush, which already has a little bit green on it, so that will be alright. And try not to get the picture wet, because if I get the picture wet, it'll cause issues because it is printed with inkjet. And I think it was only printed on like 24-pound paper. So now he's standing on something, so that's good. We want to ground our characters if we can. So that was the gel plate print. This one is the book page. And let's see. He could be really cute on here. Just kind of stick that on there like I did the other one. So any music page, just try to figure out, you know, something everybody would have, which is music page, and everyone has access if they have a printer anyway, and to get the funny fussy cuts if they want to. The funny focal points, that's what they are. Funny focal points, I think they're called. Hold on. I'm going to give him something to stand on, and I think it's going to be some old looking tape, some of this tape that I made a long time ago. Ooh, or I could use a little bit, or washi tape would also work. What I got here. Most of mine has stuff on it. Which one has less? This yellow should work all right. I only get it from this end though. I want this piece here that has just the lines on it. It's sticking. Yeah, use transparency paper. Just transparency sheets. Whoops. Well, that's alright. Got a little wrinkle in it. That's alright. That's just texture. Alright. Then stand him down. Now he's grounded. He's got something to stand on. So that was just the book page. So that's him with the book page. I don't know if we want more of these or not. We might. And then this one is the collage. Let's see. And that one, I don't think I need to add a ground because this dark piece on the bottom kind of acts like Well, that, and I might put him on there anyway. So, and because I have that over there, I've got the big blank, kind of, not blank, but you know, that's why that's going on the same side pretty much every time. Not because I'm trying to make them all the same, just because it just makes sense there to me in my brain. Mr. Llama agrees. I don't know if Mr. Llama agrees or not, but he seems pretty copacetic. I'm gonna down a little bit on that line, because I don't want him to be perfectly in the mid. Well, he is. Well, it's still, this is like 2/3. That's probably 1/3. And that is something that I will have to figure out if I want to add something there or if I'm okay with it. I think it looks okay, but I still might add something here just so it's not a straight line all across. What would I add to there? I don't know. Maybe a ticket. Oh, and I might, oh, I've got the snarky. Are these too big? These are kind of big. I want the smaller snarkies. Do I have the smaller snarkies? I don't know where the smaller snarkies are. You smell like drama and headache. Please go away from me. Okay, you know why? Because drama llama. Drama llama. It's just almost too long. And then ink it, because don't need it to be the whitest thing on the page. I think that these funny focal points are perfect for using the snarky, Tim Holtz snarky, what are they called? Snarky, impertinent, big talk. These are the big ones. That's why they say big talk. See, there we go. Do I want to add a snarky thing to him? See, I need to find my smaller snarkies. I wish retail therapy was covered by my insurance. Oh, where's the guy with, oh, that's him. Okay, let's add him to something. Let's see, that was a book page. This one is just the scrapbook page. And he'll be good on there. Let's see, I wish retail, because he had a shopping bag, but I cut it off because I didn't feel like cutting out the inside. But I'm going to do him a little bit different. Or her, I don't know. Girls can, well, he's not wearing a shirt, so I'm going to say him. And so when I add this, I'm going to add it a little bit. Oh, actually, I want that to overlap, I think. If you want these to stick better, you might want to glue them down. I might have to come back and glue them down, because I'm putting them down on paint and stuff, and sometimes things don't stick as great to paint. That's all. That's all I'm saying. And I'm putting his feet down at the bottom of that gesso, and that way it can kind of be like that's the ground. Also, I can add a little bit of the green, just a little shadow. I don't even have to wet it. I can just leave it like that. Alright, so there's that one. Look, I'm not saying that you're old, but if you were milk, I'd sniff you first. Wait, is there one of these that would work with that? Nope. I don't understand your specific kind of crazy, but I do. Your birthday is less talk, more shuddy. Alright, that sounds like something. Maybe him. Maybe not. I need the shorter ones. The shorter ones I think work a little bit better. I made a huge, if you ever multitasking. Oh, I'm multitasking. I can listen, ignore, and forget at the same time. That's going to be the koala bear one. Alright, so this is the one with the stenciling in the background. And we're going to do him. And I think we're going to put this way down here. And kind of put him there, and then this here. Alright, I have the Peaches song stuck in my head because Gail Gusnelli said pocket, pocket, pocket this morning, and now my brain just is like pocket, 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 you know, instead of peaches. It's got stuck in my head. Now it can get stuck in yours. And it's Friday, in case you're wondering which video I'm talking about. He doesn't have to. Perfect. All right, this definitely is going to need some glue. And those are kind of really white. So I'm just going to, oh, my glue, I'm like trying to glue that, but my glue had come out. So that doesn't work if you don't have glue in there. And we did lose quite a bit of that there, but it's still there. So that was the one with the stenciling in the background. He still needs a snarky comment. And so does the cat. Friendship must be built on a solid of sarcasm and shenanigans. I'm starting to think we'll never know better. Relax, we're all crazy. It's not a competition. I think that's for the cat. I don't know. Maybe there? Yeah, that works. Alright, I'll glue it later. Alright, where am I? That's a horrible idea. What time? I could put a little clock on there somewhere maybe. I would like to confirm that I do not care. Alright, he looks like he could be like an elevator guy. So that's why I'm thinking. I didn't mean to push all your buttons. I was just looking for mute. Because, you know, the doorman, elevator guy, they push buttons. Potentially. There we go. That's crooked. See, sometimes it's a good thing you didn't put glue on it. That one actually stuck better than some of the others. Alright. Now we've got our Chihuahua. There's more in the front here. That other white one. Oh, yeah, probably. Step aside. What was that last? Oh, those were just. Oh, here we go. If you ever need a slightly distracted, unsympathetic friend, I'm here for you. I mean, come on. He's a Chihuahua. Just ink that up a little bit. Stick it down here. And stick him kind of there and stick that there. Nope, that needs to go a little bit hot. Well, see, this is a mess down here is kind of why I want that down there. Alright. And this, I want to balance it a little bit and just add that kind of in here maybe. Now this is the one with no background. And I gotta say, it's my least favorite. And I want to add something to the edges so bad. But then I'd have to add something to all the edges, right? There we go. If you ever need a slightly distracted, unsympathetic friend, I'm here for you. We got two more. Did I not cut out enough friends? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I must not have. Let me cut out a couple more. I know I had a monkey earlier, but... Oh, and then, you know, the one that didn't have a background that even though I don't care for it as much, if you do, that's okay. Some people like a more minimalist, although I can't say this is minimalist because there's so much on there. But some people might like that empty space. And it's not a bad idea to have empty space. Alright, this guy, I think is the step aside coffee. This is a job for alcohol. And that even might be what he's going to stand on. And I think I need to find a new glue. Just kind of have him stand on that. And put one of these there-ish. Move that out of my way. Didn't even use that, so don't know why it's still out. And, oh, here's one. I knew I had more glue. Alright, that glue is gone. He's gone now. I know I think I said that. I had a monkey cut out, but I don't know where he went. And Uhu is not my glue of choice. It's my glue of it costs less when the other one costs too much. Because I like Scotch Create. But there's no rules. I mean, use the glue that... Oh, this one's like super smushy. Use the glue that works for you. Alright, he has people hands and that's creeping me out a little bit. But I wouldn't have even minded covering up his feet. But some of their feet kind of creep me out a little bit. And then he, Oh, which is the one I just saw I liked for him? I don't know, but he like had a look like I mean, it was over here. Are you always a stoop, or are you making a special effort today? He just looks annoyed. Or she. They. Oh, this has, it's too long. I have to cut it off. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. And I'm thinking of putting him up there. Because we don't always have to do the same thing every time. I mean, I was just, you know. Oh, and this is the one with the stamping in the background. And a lot of glue on the focal point. So I will link Louise's kit down in the shop. Down in the description box. Or as Birdie the Recycled Hippie Chick calls it, the basement. Which I think is super cute. There we go. Stick him there because I just want to. And I mean, I could cut it up and put it different places, but you know, that's just too much effort. I don't know how I like about. Well, that's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Alright, so that's the one with the stamp background. This is the one with the tissue. This is the one with no background. This is the one with the book page. This is the one with the gel plate or the National Geographic distress page. I'll try to remember to put that in the description box as well. This is the one with the stenciling. The stencil I used was from PM Artist Studio. The stamp I used was from Tim Holtz. And I used the green Shady Lane from Versafine Claire. And the black I used was the Nocturne from Versafine Claire. And then the red was the Geranium from Archival Inks. Oh shoot, I saw the cover and I was like, oh no. Sorry, squirrel. And how are there no squirrels in her focal points? And then there's that one is the collage background. And this one was just the scrapbook paper background. And I'll hold them up closer too so you can see that really having the background, even though you cover a lot of the background, enough shows through that it has added some interest, you know, and depending on, and then, you know, test this with yourself, see which backgrounds you like best. You might like a combination. You might like some book page and some stamping and some stenciling, but it's worth having it there. I think it makes a difference. I think it adds interest. Let's do that one last. Because you can even, sometimes you can even see it a little bit through the paint. And that one's the stamping. See, you can see it a little bit through the paint even because I wiped the paint away. And this is the one with no background. So you be the judge. You figure out what you like. Some people will like this look. Some people will like the simplicity of it. Simplicity, I say loosely, because mixed media tags generally, there's not a lot of simplicity to them. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you go and play and have fun. Yay, it's the weekend. So I hope you get some time to play and have fun in your creative space and be happy. Even if you're not happy, do something that you like and enjoy. Even if you have to do chores and stuff, make sure you do fun stuff too. Have a delightful day, guys. Love you.